Diesel for We the People News.
All the pieces of the puzzle come together.
They're coming together. They're coming together. And if you've been watching the Chris Ann Hall Daily Journal for the 8 years that we have been on now, 8 years, can you believe that? 8 years we've been laying out the pieces. And maybe you sat there and thought, Chris Ann, that's kind of way off now. I'm not sure what that means. Remember, I'm a dot connector. I collect puzzle pieces, and now we're watching all the pieces come together.
I feel like we should put a link to 1984 in Liberty First University. Kind of, the people who produce the information for the Ministry of Truth will be the mainstream leftist media. Don't forget, you hear the script. They're all using the same phrases, the same phraseology. So this is another indication of the...
I'm going to pause this for a second. I did for Audits and Cop Watchers Part 2. If you guys not be able to watch yet, leave the message on this one. I may have to do like a pause here and there for basically reaction. You know how that goes on that. So I didn't know too much about that part on this deal here. So I knew about music and all that, about how some of them have to do it. But if you don't get to see it, leave me a message, comment on this one or one, and I may have to redo it and do kind of a pause in here and there, and I may go ahead and do it on this one just in case.
Disinformation. All of this is coordinated. Scripted. They will be every person that asks a question, including the chairman, all the other members, and whoever's speaking before the committee. They will be using the same phrases over and over again. This is entirely coordinated disinformation.
And the freedom of speech encourages us to ask tough questions about what is going on in the media, what is motivating the tidal wave of disinformation that is putting the lives of so many Americans and ultimately our democracy at risk. And facts and consequences don't matter to those who report them. Our democracy is undermined.
Let me put it bluntly. Misinformation is killing.
Now, I'm going to remind you guys, of course, I'm going to pause it so that way just to stay on air, but democracy is socialism. The republic is more freedom. So they keep using the democracy, but people need to wake up and realize that's in a socialist area. So we need to quit accepting democracy.
Americans and damaging our democracy.
Because it may help us solve a very dangerous problem. And we owe it to our constituents and to our democracy to examine how and why disinformation is being aired on traditional media and social media.
Hi, I'm Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our Treasure Valley communities, the El Paso, Las Cruces communities, Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But
we are concerned about troubling the irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and false news
has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy. This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy. This is extremely dangerous to our democracy. This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy. This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy. This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our republic. And even though they're showing major news network and all that, once the government takes a bite of something, they have the full meal with dessert. It's going to lead down and trickle down to the auditors and cop watchers and all that because of the word press. We do have the constitutional right to do so. But when they start adding this, when the lawyers start adding this list into the courts, you guys already know. We don't know what direction the court's going to go. But usually it's in favor for the government, which makes them bad judges and need to be put off the bench. They're acting unjust. They're not honorable judges. Till next time, this is Diesel for We the People. Good luck to we the people out there. We're going to need it. Oh, P.S. Now, they do been saying Democrats a lot of times, but they are just as hard on Republicans when they're not acting in the Constitution. So this just happens to be the case that the Democrats has gotten so out of control of everything and so bluntly about it and not keeping it as secret as the Republicans are. So I just want to call that out to the attention that they keep saying Democrats, but they're just as hard on Republicans when they are just as bad. Alrighty. Till next time, y'all. Press on. Bye, y'all.